So I found out this game is coming out in approximately 2 days, and I'm pretty excited to play it, and I think I'm gonna play it on stream. I got a lot of other games I need to play on stream, but I want to play this one on stream too. Um, and I thought it would give us a fun excuse to revisit one of my favorite analog horror franchises that I haven't actually made. Like I've done a lot of YouTube series and like deep dives on different analog horror things. And I know I've done it on Backrooms before, but I never actually cut it up into a segment for YouTube. So this would be basically redoing something to close a gap in the YouTube content. Um, but without further ado, here is the trailer for Backrooms Rec. Um, a new game coming out in about 2 days in early access. Good night, Robber Adset.
Hello?
I think that looks fun. OS Crane, you've been spared brain rot for now. You're in the Millennium Puzzle? Kinda. I've played many Backrooms games, but this looks good. Yeah, I've kind of held off playing any of the current Backrooms games that are on Steam, because there are like 15 of them. But I really like this one's approach, because it seems... I said it was analog horror. I said it was analog horror up front. Was that a game or Kane Pixel's movie? It was the game! And because I know we have a lot of new people who, you know, have joined or are watching now since we started the I don't know, our push for YouTube, I guess. I figured we would go over the Backrooms analog horror series, and we'll catch you all up kind of on the lore. Catch me up on the lore for the video game. Okay. Speaking of analog horror, Monument Mythos new season is completed. Fuck yeah! Well, I think I'm just gonna add another little tier here for things. Cool stuff. I like you. You came into chat. You came into chat first time in chat and dropped some incredibly useful information. So I hope you stick around, because I like your style and I like your moves. It's also a bit political as well. Oh, I've watched the Monument Mythos. I'm aware. Sounds perfect while I'm doing my leg workouts. I need to do leg workouts. All right. So. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Dialing up Backrooms content. Now, if you don't know what the Backrooms are, you will be very confused, because if you go on YouTube and you search Backrooms, it's just going to be like just countless videos of like people trying to do Backrooms content. But there is only one true Backrooms YouTube channel, and it is Kane Pixels, okay? Now, we've watched a fair bit of Kane Pixels. One of my favorite YouTubers. He's getting, he's actually so good at what he does that he's gotten a movie deal out of doing what he does. And, OG lore or Kane lore, I know most of the lore for Backrooms off of Kane Pixels. I'm gonna be honest here, and as far as I'm concerned, that's really all I really need. I don't want to really know the full story of Backrooms. Yes, Crystal Hazer. I know I've been very, very busy. I want Sexy Legs to do a Rogue or Samus cosplay. I need to get right there with you. We need to be on the same wavelength. Was it Blumhouse? I think it was Blumhouse. Might have been A24? Wait, let me look that up. Was it A24? Yes, actually it was A24. That's good news. I'm very excited to have those two entities working together. So, basic overview of the Backrooms, okay? The Backrooms is a multi-dimensional space or pocket-dimensional space that is tapped into via this portal system in like the 1980s-ish. I could be wrong. Haven't watched this. This is just off the top of my head. And basically, no one really knows what it is. People are doing scientific experiments on it, exploring it, etc. But it seemingly goes on forever, creating like areas that are habitable by humans and look like they were made by humans, but were clearly not made by humans. It is, when people talk about liminal spaces, they're talking about, like, the Backrooms. It's, like, the epitome of the concept of liminal space. And, yeah, it's, eventually, of course, capitalism gets involved to, like, how can we monetize this area? And, turns out that might not be such a great idea for a variety of reasons, not least of which is that they don't know what it is yet, and it does seem to have somewhat malevolent intent. So, with that said, we're going to start with this first one, and we're going to watch through the entire series. Some of these videos are only a couple minutes long. Some are like 10 minutes-ish. I think the longest one is 15 minutes, but we should get through these pretty quickly. Yeah, so there's a lot more stuff that I'm not going into, like strange fungal infections originating from this space, and also how the main portal to it does not seem to be, as time goes on, the only way to wind up in the Backrooms, and also how it seems to be growing. Lady Raincloud, this might be accessible to you if you're not a huge fan of horror, because frankly, not a lot tends to happen in these. That I would not describe them as outright scary, but in the first one there is like a creature. And in a couple of them there are creatures or maybe like some disturbing imagery. But there's not a whole lot of like jump scare type stuff. The closest might be in this first episode, but after that it should be pretty okay. If I'm remembering correctly, and if I'm not, I'm terribly sorry. The tension, Kane is very good at building tension, but very little happens. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Kane Pixels does with an actual budget, considering basically all of these are made by him alone with like a couple other people, maybe. Eventually, as the series goes on, you can kind of see him incorporating more like real life actors, which is so cool. I love when people kind of hone their craft and such. And you can definitely see it as it goes on through the Backrooms. This is really my intro point to analog horror and what made me get really interested and invested in this genre. So let's enjoy it together. Yeah. Also, yeah, a lot of this is done via animation. Not all of it, but a lot of it is done in Blender, which is crazy to me. Yeah, dude made high art with Blender at 16. I think he's like 18 now, or 19, but like, that's crazy. Anyway, here we go. Backrooms.
Sound, camera,
rolling.
All right, and action. All right, cut. That was good. Guys. All right, that was good.
And I love this, by the way, because it starts off, right, with what we would expect a 16-year-old production to be like, you know? Like, this is roughly along the lines of what we would expect, like, 16-year-olds to be producing. It's roughly along the quality lines of, like, stuff I worked on as, like, a small child, you know? No, Rolling Giant is a completely different beast. We'll be doing those on a different day.
Alright, cut. That was good, guys. Alright, that was good. I'm thinking we get a wide angle, and then we're done. Okay?
All right. Yeah, cool.
And then this
Like,
turns
how much
into
further,
something
like-
totally different.
A little more.
You got it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, this is... That transition is so smooth and perfect. Like, a lot of found footage starts with, like, the still frames and narration, and I don't have anything against that, but the fact that he started out with live action and then seamlessly blended into animation is crazy, especially considering he's 16 at the time of this video being created.
Hello?
Yeah, this is all animation.
Hello? Hey guys.
What is this?
And I have to say, it took me a long time to realize it was animation. Because, like, the color grading, like, the VHS effects are so good. And also, I just assumed that he had, like, set up, like, green screen in, like, an office after hours that he had access to. And had just, like, done a lot of post work on it. And that, nope, not the case at all. Also, just the audio is good. The audio for the
Hello?
movements is so good. And the camera
Someone
fumbling.
there?
But yeah, you kind of get across the idea of what this is, right? Like how this nails the concept of these liminal spaces. Yeah, exactly, cool stuff. I view a lot of this as where people working under like very tight constraints are coming up with really interesting ideas. And I feel like this is kind of where currently like horror is experimenting the most and is doing like the coolest stuff. But yeah, like these spaces that are clearly human-made but aren't human-made. Like the dissonance of just existing in these spaces is so good. Yeah, I feel like this has come a long way from Marble Hornets. And Marble Hornets was already pretty good. Or at least doing something very interesting.
Can anybody hear me? Hello? Damn it.
Does anyone know if this is Kane Pixel's voice or if he got like a voice actor to act this out? Yeah, at this point, like, realizing, like, they kind of amping up the dissonance here, seeing these man-made symbols that are clearly made by somebody else trapped in this space. And I feel like that the existence of a symbol like this really kind of, it makes it freakier, because you're not the first person who's been trapped here. But and it means you're not alone here, but that the only other person you can surmise that would be here, or group of people, also don't know how to get out. Is this the Willy Wonka event I keep hearing about? Yes.
What the hell?
Like, the sound is so good! So, OS Crane, what I have been told about that sound, or what I've seen about that sound, speculates that it is distorted human screaming, which doesn't make it better. And that creature is like an attempt at recreating like human life in this space, because it's attempting to recreate a lot of different aspects of human spaces, but people may be a bit harder. That I don't know if that's confirmed, but that is at the very least the most plausible lore theory I know of. Yeah, it's like the sound of like all of the people who've screamed in here, like reproduced. Understandable, Lady Raincloud, I'm sorry. Found a functional light switch. But see, like, kind of like how it doesn't really know how to reproduce outside courtyards, it would also not know how to reproduce a person.
What the fuck is this place?
I don't think it's like a combination of human souls. I think more so that this space absorbs like the idea of things, or like the form of things, and attempts to recreate it, you know? Like it has like some awareness of like what an office space is supposed to look like, or like what a house is supposed to look like. And by coming into contact with people, the more it kind of has contact with people, the more it is able to recreate something people like, you know? Yeah, like, and by the way, this is a lot of speculation on my part, because like I don't know that this you know, pocket dimension or whatever this is has a consciousness. This might just be like what it does, like what this type of space bubble does, you know, like a distorted reflection in a bubble, you know. I don't know if it has any intention to it, but maybe it does, and that's kind of terrifying. Hey, LB.
What the fuck? What the fuck? This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real.
distorted like an image on a bubble. Go for it. Calavera kid. Shit. Yeah, like what the hell is that, really? You know? Like what the hell is that? I love the ending of this. That's it. That's how the first episode ends. It's so good. My one criticism, though, when there's a monster walking around in the hallway outside, don't look down the pit. Don't look down the pit. What happened? That thing grabbed that kid, and the camera fell down the hole, and just like he clipped into this place, just like fell through the ground and wound up here, the camera fell it back into reality. But instead of coming out where they started, it came out like a mile up in the air. Is he dead or just unconscious? I mean, I have no idea. We get a lot of different perspectives of this place. Rarely do we get to revisit the perspective of someone who's been in the Backrooms in Kane Pixel's stuff. So let's continue to watch where this goes. Also, I think there are some episodes added to this playlist that I haven't seen before. So let's keep watching. No, there's like a quick shot, I think, where you can see. Let's see if we can pull it up. It does happen very quickly. Come on. There we go. Yeah, what the hell is this? It looks, to me, it looks like various organic shapes combined with like camera tripods or something. Like there's not really like it. See, you can kind of see like maybe this is like a camera up here, but like otherwise, what is it? You know. So then the camera starts falling, and that is our would-be protagonist in its grasp as the camera falls. And we don't really know what happens after that. So. Let's see where it goes from here. Shall we? So this is from March 11th of 1990. We have some redacted images of scientists. Now this looks like it's inside the breach. See, you can see the lights are not really in like a definitive pattern here. Omega Star, thank you for becoming a member over on YouTube. And as you know, that gets us one step closer to more things happening. 6 more subs, folks. So now we have what looks to be like a window that directly opens to the back rooms. Due to something discrepancy, I can't read this. The electron, maybe, discrepancy? They call this null zone 4. And there is what appears to be the portal to the back rooms. Is the @x subs? Wait. No, it's just me being stupid. There we go. Thank you. Okay. So, what can we really get out of that? Now, what we saw in that short clip, right, was the opening of a file called archive.tar. Presumably in 1990. And in that archive, we see images of the, like, apparently what appears to be, like, early versions of the backrooms, or perhaps, like, sensor images of the backrooms. Like, the first images being sent back through, or to come back through from explorers, or equipment sent through. And then we see scientists working on devices, but with their identities redacted. And then importantly, we see that equipment is being set up in the backrooms themselves, and we see a mention of null zone 4, which will probably be important at some point in the future. as well as the breach that goes into the back rooms at the very end. So just some data points to keep aware of. Also, I'm just going to write down anytime they throw a date at us. This is the third test.
On July 6th.
Oh, all right. Fine. We'll just write down another. We'll pause everything and write down another date. All right. We got July 2nd, 1988.
In 1988, the async research facility tested its low proximity magnetic distortion system for the third time. Details regarding the results of the experimentation have not yet been released. During a press conference held in April of 1988, I am the vice director of the async Foundation described the intention of these tests, stating this program.
Just out of curiosity here. Press conference in April of 1988 is press conference.
I am the vice director of the async Foundation described the intention of these tests, stating this program, if granted sufficient backing from the United States government, will offer a solution to all current and future storage and residential needs and...
Yeah, so basically, we're finding out here that in 1988, right after they only did the third test on what the Backrooms even was, they pitched the US government on using this for all of their future needs for storage and residential needs. Dead Domain Raiders, welcome! You picked a good time. We're doing a deep dive into the Backrooms as relayed to us by Kane Pixels. Welcome, folks. How'd your stream go? Also, Dead Domain, watched your CPAC expose. Very, very good. I can't wait for the next part. Welcome, folks. We're going through the Backrooms. Every 10 subs, something new happens on the stream. You guys make yourselves cozy. For those of you who don't know what the Backrooms is, we're doing a deep dive. We just got started a few minutes ago. It is analog horror, so it might freak you out a bit. Just as a heads up on that. Stream was both great and thoroughly sad. Well, take a little break from that and be just like pleasantly spooked instead. For those of you who don't know what the Backrooms is, it is a series on YouTube by, at the time, a 16-year-old filmmaker that goes by Kane Pixels, who has since gotten an A24 movie deal in the 2 years since this came out. So, like, dude is really good at what he does. And the Backrooms is about basically a spooky liminal space that is discovered by a corporation of dubious integrity and pitched to the U.S. government, as we just found out, as a space that could solve all future storage or residential needs. Meaning that, yes, they wanted people to live in this alien interdimensional space that they found after only running 3 tests on it. So, yeah, basically, you can think of async in the Backrooms mythos as like, what's it called? Yutani? Wayne Yutani? No, that's not right. The evil corporation from Aliens. Insert any evil corporation. I'm having a brain fart right now. You guys know what I mean. Also, come in, make yourselves cozy. And I haven't, we've been streaming for about 2 hours now. I haven't actually invited anyone to do the things and press the buttons. Wayland Yutani, thank you, Cheese Tortellini. This is why you're my favorite. Most favorite chatter. Remember, folks, hit the follow button on Twitch, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, hit the like on the YouTube stream, and consider coming on over to riverboat.gg, where you can watch without ads, even if you're not a subscriber. And when you do subscribe, it goes directly to me without Twitch or YouTube taking a cut, which is very nice. But hit the free buttons that are free to press. Do it. Do it now. Please. Pretty please. And if we get 6 more paid subs, memberships, donations, like equivalent in donations, we'll, something new will happen. There we go. I think I caught you all up to date. I'm a little bit off my game today. I've been sick for like a month and a half. But here we go. We're going to dive back into it. Here, we'll back it up just a bit. Also, I do provide lore analysis and attempt to add and piece together new bits of information. So while we're doing this, I am pausing and irritatingly taking notes about names and dates and places. So here we go.
Granted sufficient backing from the United States government will offer a solution.
Yes, I am intending to go back and play Cult of the Lamb. I very much enjoyed the game. I just never finished it.
All current and future storage and residential needs and save billions of dollars on property construction and management.
Okay. So, kind of what I'm getting from this, actually. What I'm getting from the end here is that this is footage from the 3rd test, right? This is July 2nd, 1988. This is the 3rd test that they're doing. This is right after this, right? They make a press conference about how, like, this is a space that they can sell to the US government. But this 3rd test seems to end in a failure. Like, right? It opens and then closes. No, the press conference was in 88. It was like literally the month after this. Right? Am I wrong about that? Details about the experimentation have not been released, but then in a press conference held in April, so literally a month later, they were still not able to consistently open a portal to this area. I think that might become relevant in the future. Yeah, it said April. Oh, wait. So, sorry. This is me not knowing dates very well. April would be prior to the 3rd test, so they hadn't even tested it 3 times. They tested it 1, maybe 2 times prior. It did say April for the press conference. So literally, they like discovered this portal system. And then we're like, let's pitch this to the US government, and then we're unable to replicate it. Something went wrong. All right, now we're going to see First Contact. Good night, Renaru. Triple support beam on internal chamber 23A, introduced 13 additional RF cavities, introduced blank into the blank, replaced detectors 41 through 90, high precision beam now monitors for vibration exceeding 90,000 MVG. So basically, they're starting to move stuff in. Do we get a date for this? I didn't see one. This is test number 6. I don't know what these are. Does anyone have an idea of what this is? Yes, it is playing Daisy, which is one of the first songs a computer ever made. I don't know if that's relevant here or not. I'm also wondering if that's added to, obviously it's added to the video, but I'm wondering if that's like playing over loudspeakers in the back rooms, or if it's just been added to this promotional video. Oh, would these be the magnetic resonators? Maybe these are what like help keep this section of the back rooms stable. Generators or water purification tanks? Water purification could be. I was thinking like the those spinners that help to like sort out like blood samples and whatnot, but I would say magnetic resonators might be better. A way to tether or maintain the doorway? That could be. I'm sorry. You thought you were just gonna there we go. BNCH. Failure. Cool. What is this? Tracking chamber. Muon filter. Trigger chambers. Okay. Okay, and this is November 17th, 1989. Oh, shit. Okay, so we have test number 6, right? We have a bunch of modifications introduced. But what we see happen here seems to be unplanned. Like, first of all, I want to point out this texture that we see was shown in the 2 videos ago. It was shown during the archive.tar images, during like the login screen for accessing those archived images. We see the portal, right? This portal. And I do really love Control. I need to play the DLC. So that was interesting callback reference there. But this all seems to be completely unplanned, right? Like, no one seems to have authorized this. And that maybe makes it even more disturbing conceptually, because then they react to it as, Jesus Christ, turn it off. You know? It starts creating the space that we now know and are familiar with. But this is the first contact, right? Meaning that they were trying to do something prior to this until something else made contact with us. Which is the important and creepy distinction here. They were trying to open a portal on their own volition and failed. But then it wanted to make contact with us and succeeded. So I think that this is something to keep in mind as we go forward. Earlier I said, I don't know if we can attribute intention here. I think one of the pieces of evidence we can use to attribute an intention to whatever this space is to the fact that it failed, and then it independently made contact with us. And of course, time and time again, workers keep saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't open a door to this horrifying dimension. And their bosses just respond, but money, though. And here we see, I believe this is a missing poster for the child that got sucked into the Backrooms in the first episode. Or at least one of these people is. But now we can see not just one person's going missing, a bunch of people. Two-year-old baby. And yeah, a lot of people start going missing. And if those missing people are showing up in the Backrooms, Well, there's nothing back there for them to live on. Yeah, literally you can see here. There was that there was the first attempt in you know, they were attempting in 1988. We know they were attempting to open this up. We know that they were able to open one up earlier in 1988, or perhaps in 1987 even. Yeah. Notice how the graph starts at 1987. You know? So even though they first were aware and were able to contact this dimension earlier than what we saw that first test, it made contact here. A bunch of people went missing, and then it made contact. And then it went dormant for a while, and then blew up. So perhaps in a way one could say this is something like it's feeding on people, or at the very least getting bigger in a way we don't understand. Oh, and this is where we are now. Is February 3rd, 1990. And I think what we can gather from this is that the portal is now just open indefinitely. Right? This is what it really seems to mean here. It's just open all the time. Because what we know before is that after they made the successful tests, they shut it down. They shut down the device, and it wasn't until November that it activated itself. And presumably since then, it's stayed on. Hence the escalating number of vanishings. Unless they're able to turn it on or off, I guess we'll find out more. I could be wrong about that. Now, I know a lot of this is done in Blender. I don't know if these human figures are in Blender. They might be actual, factual actors.
Stop. Hold it.
So now they're sending explorers in.
I don't know. I've never seen this before. It may just be part of the environment. But it makes no sense. Why would they do identical photos here? This makes no sense. This wasn't in the last report? No, this is just...
So, what can we make of this? Right? It seems to just be like a guy in a hoodie, but like he's been covered in oil. Or dirt and grime has blasted the wall behind him.
Definitely new.
I think maybe we find out this is fungus? I'm not sure.
It's organic. Be some kind of fungus?
Ah, fungus. Mold time, baby! Oh, come on. You making me do this? You making me do this? If anybody, blame him. Huh. These fungal structures. Oh, autopsy report of John Doe. So this is 2 days later, February 5th of 1990.
Subject is male, somewhere between 18 and 21 years old. I estimate that the time of death was around 5 days ago, but due to the severe tissue damage, it's hard to say for sure. Cause of death was likely malnutrition. I was able to recover most of the digestive tract. So, as things start to deviate from what we would consider to be natural, the decomposition process appears to have been stunted somehow. It's like portions of the body stopped decaying and were sustained. Other areas, however, were completely overtaken by culture. So, I took a couple samples of some of the material here.
Also, worth noting, and I don't know if this means anything or not, but when we get a closer look at this, it says 4 on it in the corner. To me, that looks like a 4 anyway, with lines through it. I'm wondering if that means it refers to Null Zone 4, the area of that we saw briefly in an earlier video, referenced as being off limits. I'm wondering if they were exploring the Null Zone and discovered this guy. I think that's what happened.
Couple samples of some of the material here. At first, I thought it was an aggregated collection of Pseudomonas fluorescens, but it seems to be closer to a mutated strain of simple hay bacillus, which it should be completely benign, but well, really, I don't know what to make of this. Mr. Beck, may I ask where this subject came from?
So, couple of things here. One, it's interesting that seemingly this place took something that was benign and made it very not benign, considering how degraded those internal tissues were, but also just
Mr. Beck, may I ask where this subject came from?
it seems like that eye is still functional. Like, the eye seems like it's moving around. throughout this scene. I don't know if that's because of a camera thing or not, but to me, that eye looks like it's still looking at stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that's me like imagining something that's not there. I don't know if it means anything lore-wise. But let's just note that. Okay. So, as this video is drawing to a close, we see this, which I think you could interpret a couple of ways. One, you could interpret it as the fungus being a super intelligent organism and flicking through the channels to learn about us. You could think maybe of that pocket dimension as maybe a spaceship for it of some kind, perhaps. Or this is all data being accessed by the space itself. The sentiment, all serious engagements in this environment was never for mankind. Maintain such devastation would be to condemn it. Interesting. Muons are unstable on Earth. It's basically super dense negative electrons, so maybe stable in the backrooms. It looks like light reflection changing in the eye. Maybe. The editing layout of that whole scene was very reminiscent of a cutscene in Homeworld Cataclysm. Cool. I guess it's also kind of implied here that, like, it's gaining information, you know, looking at this static, right? Oh, that's creepy. You can vaguely see an eye opening in the static. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see it? Open, close, open. That's creepy. Nice little touches like that, though. Just like different... We see it looking at some of the same stuff we saw in the archive. So clearly has access to not just like television in general, but also the stuff that's on Async's computers. We see it going through the autopsy information. Cartoons. Stonks going up. What was that one? Explosions. Was that just straight up alien, by the way? No, it was just a skull. Okay. moving on. For internal use only. Async.
Welcome to the Project KV-31 Research and Development Team. In this short, informative video, you will be briefed on the required protocol in regard to Project KV-31, as well as receive an overview of future development plans. What is Project KV-31? Project KV-31 pertains to the study and development of the async low-proximity magnetic distortion system. For the sake of convenience, you may hear your peers refer to the project under any of the following titles: The Machine, The Door, The Backrooms, The Complex, Hallways. Unauthorized usage of these terms outside of the async research facility is strictly prohibited. Touch the threshold without guided supervision.
I'm gonna see if we missed anything in that skip.
These terms outside of the async research facility. Threshold without guided supervision. Never enter the complex alone. All expeditions are to be comprised of no fewer than 3 individuals.
Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago. You're not going to be doing anything about it now. I mean, do you really think that there's actually a vaccine in this situation? I mean, there's too many variables. Because probably they reset the whole circuit. It's doable.
Talking about something that was 2 weeks ago.
Well, you know how it is. There's one thing here that's going to come out, and then I had a movement. So I'm going north.
Guys, do you hear this? Hey guys, do you hear this? Hey!
I cannot stress enough that the entire reason that they're even here in the first place is so that they can sell this as a location for people to buy condos and for them to like store nuclear waste. Like that's effectively what they're trying to sell here. It's insane. Like it's actually insane.
Guys? George? Moving! Hey!
Yeah, it's kind of like Doom, but even more stupid.
There's this one.
watching the Backrooms, Hypno Amber. Some analog horror chat unlocked by donating. No, this is an analog horror. It's like the best one. It's like right up there with the Mandela catalog. Which is getting a Blu-ray release, by the way. I think. At the very least, a VHS one. Yeah, like, this is what inspired the Backrooms video game. Oh, this place freaks me out so much. Like, the weird AI art-generated tree wallpaper is so on point. Just a random axe. Or sledgehammer. At this point, take the sledgehammer, guy. Like, look, the glitch wallpaper behind is perfect. Oh, this place is so creepy. It's like a machine learning algorithm, just like regurgitating more and more space in ever more unsettling ways.
Please. Hello? Hey!
So basically, let's just watch this real quick again at the beginning.
Unauthorized loan. Threshold.
So this is on the February 29th. Sorry, I missed that date. So I guess the event a few weeks ago would probably be discovering that body that they did the autopsy on. And I guess if it's important enough to mention here, it's 11:36 a.m. All right. So they go in, and you'll notice they just walk directly into this area, right? Well, then at the end here, he walks over here, he sees the door, he goes in, and he finds the observation room, right? He finds an observation room. And this is what appears to be a door leading to the threshold, right? A blast door of some kind. Or perhaps that's the threshold door. Either way, basically, he's been gone for a longer period of time than his reference, right? He effectively was time traveled in this location to a point where they have now built like this bunker. And yeah. Because here at the end, here's the threshold door, right? Here's the standard. Then we have the threshold, which is the portal into this world. And then we have built here kind of like this initial opening area with the observation window and another door. I believe that makes sense. Yeah. There's the window, there's the observation booth, here's the door that he came in. March 5th, 1990. Yeah, so here they are building it. Seven modified video cameras are optimally positioned along lateral division A. Each camera has been modified to send out an alert and begin recording when motion or substantial noise is detected. I'm wondering if it... Oh, wait, that's one thing I wanted to check. Sorry. Real quick.
Complex.
We have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Ah.
I'm not doing anything.
You're right, so there were 4 of them. Interesting. Okay. March 1990. Wait, 1990 shouldn't be a leap year? Was that on purpose? Maybe. I don't know what to make of that if it was. Oh shit. Chat. Remember what I said earlier? Like that monster in the very first one looked like it was kind of made out of camera equipment. What if it's made out of these cameras, like specifically? That'd be kind of interesting. I don't know how it gets from camera tripod to monster, but 1990 wasn't a leap year? Well, I'm getting conflicting info from chat. Following is a compilation of all motion detected alerts received during the night of Monday, March 5th. 3 researchers pass. (2/29, 1990) was not a real date. Interesting. Maybe we're dealing with like more than just our universe and like a pocket dimension. We're dealing with like multiverse kind of thing. Maybe writing error. Okay, so they are closing it. They aren't just leaving it open all the time. That's good. Interestingly, what we're learning here is that the noise wasn't the guy who was missing in the vicinity, who eventually showed up again like after the main outpost was built, right? We don't, like, he's not making these noises. So it does seem like a time skip happened. It did kind of sound like the monster. Oh shit. What's that thing? What the hell is that? Does this look like legs? Enhance. It looks like somebody's body. Ugh. Prototype, baby. Ah, courtesy of Oak Ridge National Laboratory in 1982. All right, here we go. First experiment of this nature. May 10th, 1982. All right, here we go. That's a spider. I say it's a man. It's a Spider-Man. I wonder if Kane Pixels like actually built this prop. That'd be pretty cool. Kind of looks like he might have. Oh, McPeepants420, we're watching The Backrooms from Kane Pixels. Okay, so that was their first attempt. May 6th, 1990. Oh, this one. This one fucks with me, chat. So is that a failed first attempt? I think it's less a failed first attempt and more they were trying to experiment with something to see what would happen and then noticed that it did something weird. I think in that case, it's not being done by async, it's being done by like an actual experimental education institution. You know, the Oak Ridge National Lab is pretty cutting edge stuff, especially in 1982. And Backrooms is an analog horror series by Kane Pixels, and it builds off of like an existing mythos of stuff related to the Backrooms. I will say a lot of these are prefabs. I work in Blender and browse the prefab shops on Blender Market and CG Trader. Like the suit, it's a hazmat prefab on CG Trader. Damn. People sell really good looking stuff on there. The fact that he's able to incorporate all of this pretty seamlessly is very, very impressive to me, though. Most people can't do this good even with prefab stuff.
Yeah, I think it was legal like that. You know, it's gonna call that from Oak Ridge or universities around there. Yeah, it's difficult to people down here. You know, look at
Yeah, I was just noting that, Salmon Race.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
But it's not something if I went into this not knowing it was CG and wasn't looking for that, I don't know that I would notice it, you know? Like, that's really good. And honestly, if he was working with like additional artists, he probably knows, and he'd probably get them to make alterations to make them unique, you know?
3, Mark, mic check.
You're all good. This is Marv, 1, 2, 3. Marv, mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Great. This is George, mic.
Oh, interesting. So yeah, they're still using the KV31, the threshold acronym here.
1, 2, 3.
Great.
And magnetic field hazard area. So probably no metal goes in with them.
This is George, mic.
Like a more advanced.
Has the vertical expansion been approved yet?
They're not getting to that until after the presentation.
When does that go to?
Sorry, can you repeat?
What day will the tour be over?
From the 7th to the 10th.
Okay, so we're also learning here from May 7th through the 10th, there will be a tour. I'm gonna guess that's kind of like a proof of concept tour. Basically to sell this place to the government. Like, see what we've been able to accomplish? You look at all this space we have. You could build anything here. A condo, a swimming pool, a waste storage facility. Yeah. Good night, Ashley. Get good sleep.
Yeah, should be good. Alright, end the day tomorrow, I think. Go to cable. Okay.
So then the job of these researchers is to go in and, like, explore these areas and map them out for future use as condos.
Okay, good night. Be in caution.
Oh, wow. This is new.
Is that all carpeted? Huh. Looks like carpet on all sides. 7:35.
Visibility falls off pretty quick. Might be at an angle.
And we've got a door?
Don't recognize the design.
You need to cover all the way over there. Assembling a walkway would be redundant. Well, you know, it's just another dead end.
Like, we got multiple voice actors now. It's great.
Easy. Good. Oh my god. What do you see?
Everything okay?
Marvin, get the camera over here.
Across?
You're fine, just hurry.
Okay. Sure, yeah. Okay, just, 1 moment, alright?
Okay.
Quick, seriously.
Yeah, I'm going.
Hey, Rambe.
Walking on normal ground.
No, this is a reward chat unlocked for getting 10 subs. We're currently six subs away from your next reward.
Oh my god. Marvin, do you copy?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Oh, thank Christ. Are you injured?
I think I pulled something in my shoulder. I'm a bit dizzy, but no, I'm fine.
Where are you? Can you describe your surroundings?
It's different. Like a room up there, but the architecture's the same, but the wallpaper is different. It's a bit greener. Hold on, I need to see if...
I would be mad at that other researcher. Like, no, I don't see anything, Marcy. I'm in blinding amounts of pain.
Wall, but it's too high.
Okay, just stand by and stay put for a moment.
Got it.
Is the camera intact?
Seems to be fine. I'm recording, but who knows what the output will be like.
Mark, make your way back over to this side. Carefully. Do we have another camera? I need to get this. It has to wait. This takes precedence.
Just throw it on the guideline with the weight attached. I can use it to climb up.
Just tried that. There won't be enough length to reach you. George, go run back to standard and bring it tether. Hang in there, Marv.
What was that?
What was what?
I don't know.
I didn't hear anything up here.
Nope.
Sounded like
That is
I think
not
there's somebody down here.
it's not a sound you go closer
Like
towards.
you're yelling. Like a person is yelling.
Wait, what, a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rambe, this is an
Makes no
analog
sense. Are
horror
you sure you're not
series.
just hearing us?
No, it's definitely not from you.
One of the best ones, by the way. Don't go towards it. What are you doing?
What? Are those streetlights?
Streetlights.
The left hallway, and it's right there, under the gap in the wall.
You need to stay at the hole. George will wreck any minute, then we can assess the situation from there.
Shh. But what if Miller's right about the null zones?
Even if that's the case, I agree with Mark. It's not worth the risk.
Oh shit, what if null zones are like areas where you like go, like people can just like disappear? Like maybe null zones are related to people who have disappeared. Like null zone 4 would be related to that autopsy of that guy because he disappeared in null zone 4. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what these null zones are.
Oh my god.
Marvin? Marvin, do you copy?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Marv, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find them. I know how to get back. It's fine.
Keep us posted.
I don't think you know how to get anywhere in this place, is the thing. I wouldn't trust that. You're in an alien dimension, bud. That has just generated an entire goddamn street.
It's like a neighborhood.
You see them?
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm
Anything?
I'm entering one of the houses. This is where the yelling's coming from.
Okay.
No, at this point you leave. At this point you leave. You don't walk up to like a stranger's house, open up the door, walk into their porch, and you see that their front door is wide open, and inside their living room are just a bunch of the same traffic signs. You don't do that. Especially not, you don't do that in real life, especially you're not going to do that in an alien dimension. My god.
This is odd.
There are inverted turn signs in this room, coming out of the carpet.
They're inverted? What do you mean by that?
Mirrored. They're not oriented properly.
Much better, kid.
There's one room. There's one hallway.
So this is getting exclusive. So.
I do that, you crazy.
I think I'm losing you. Just stand by.
If you're losing them, you go back. They're your only way out of here, man.
403, do you copy? Repeat, Marvin, do you copy?
This is Marv.
Okay. Good, we read you.
Oh my god.
What?
I think someone's been living down here.
Living down there? That's not possible.
Hey! Can you hear me? I think I got him.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Marvin?
That's not a person.
What is it?
That is not a fucking person!
What? Marvin, talk to me. What do you see? What's going on? George, come in. George, it's immediate. Marvin, what's going on? Kim, I need that suitcase. Here, hold it like this. George.
Okay, I'm here. Send it down.
It's gonna take a moment. Grab it like, yeah, hold it.
Why wasn't it already down?
Okay, stand clear. We're setting it down.
Oh, that guy's sick with fungus. He got the fungal lung.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Marvin.
That's not a person.
What is it?
That is not a fucking person!
What? Marvin, talk to me. What do you see? What's going on? Talk to us. What's happening?
Chat, it's so cool. I love seeing analog horror creators like get big enough where they're using live action actors. It's the coolest thing. It's happened several times. I'm looking at you, Mandela Catalog. We got real dudes! That's right. We've gone Ultra HD. So this looks like async scientists going over the report footage. So, if I'm interpreting this right, those scientists went over the video and then sent this guy up to basically make the phone call being like, we need to shut this shit down. Did the 4 guys make it out? Presumably. Ah, okay. So basically, they made this report, and Async's response was, "Just build a wall over it, stupid. We don't need to deal with that. Just build a wall in front of it, guys." There! That guy won't trouble us anymore. Oh, you're a tough alien from another dimension, are you? Well, we have a little thing in our world we like to call plywood walls. What do you think of them, alien? Let's see them handle that. American ingenuity. Yeah, you know, it's like that Orson Welles joint, War of the Worlds, you know? H.G. Wells, you know, they come to Earth, they're allergic to water. It's exactly like that, except the interdimensional aliens are allergic to drywall. No one can explain it. It's just a fact. Oh God, it is a really good analogy for that. TJ's, first of all, I'm sorry about the asbestos. Someone who owned my house before me did the same with the normal sheetrock over top of the asbestos sheetrock under my ceilings. Such a pricey fix. I bet. Sorry to hear about that. For all their advanced alien technology, they fell to a humble cask of Amontillado. We call it asbestos because it's the bestest. Oh, that's probably not good. That's probably not good. That's probably not good. Rip person going 60 miles an hour falling into a office building. That's a dead day right there. Oh, true. I forgot. Oh shit, guys! I forgot. Morgan Drewy, you're right. The interdimensional aliens do already have established sledgehammer technology. We saw Chekhov's sledgehammer earlier on in the series. You all thought that was a randomly placed object. Little did you know, it would become humanity's undoing. This is presentation. A space, perspective development. Oh, it looks like this is... Oh man, I can't make out that date. That looks like a date though.
The world around us is ever-changing. Throughout this past century, we have seen the advent of countless innovations.
Oh, wait.
Throughout
the world around us is ever-changing. Anyway, here's a picture of the Two Towers World Trade Center. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gayfash, thank you very much for the YouTube raid. Welcome, raiders. We're just doing some analog horror.
This past century, we have seen the advent of countless innovations that have completely reshaped life as we know it. But with all of this growth comes a number of undesirable byproducts. Byproducts that, if left unchecked, have the potential to irreversibly scar our modern world. As human expansion is projected to increase exponentially in the coming decades, we must account for these never-before-faced challenges in ways equally never before considered. Here at Async, we believe we have found the solution.
Just throw all of that shit in our hole.
The low proximity magnetic distortion system. What is the low proximity magnetic distortion system? Using 32 will be distributed across all points, allowing for cargo and personnel to seamlessly pass through their designated threshold.
They want to make more than one of these things. They want to make a bunch of different thresholds across America to store it in this interdimensional space. Yeah, just go and live in there. It'll be fine.
While our current threshold is limited in scale, future models will be able to span entire rooms, allowing for the transfer of larger vessels and equipment.
Line go up. So Pierce, are these the same corridors we saw before? When that guy was walking up to report the incident? Yeah, we'll just have industrial processing, living areas, it's fine. Just put them right next to each other. Go from your work environment to your commercial space to your apartment all in one go. Ignore all of the fungal growths. Yeah, literally they just want to have people living their entire lives in this thing. Wait, so what are we looking at here? Like, this seems like it's the threshold room? But what are... I mean, I guess I'm confused where we are in the overall layout of this place. I love that they basically want people to live in these incredibly unsettling, like, portions of hallway that they've just blocked off. Okay, so this is overlooking the threshold room.
See up there, we have encased wiring and threshold key.
Oh yeah, you can't turn off any of the lights. I love that they like set up like paintings and like a weird little like welcome desk. It's all just so horrifically off-putting given the space behind them. Oh, okay. I see. So the threshold is right here, and then to your left is a big window that looks out. But then in front of you is the monitoring station with the little window that looks out, and then to your right is a larger exit into the overall complex, which is where they were standing right at in the previous shot. And then there's a like a one-person wide door like right here. Okay. You will live in the back rooms. You will eat the bugs. Yeah, the evil corporation has a plan to monetize all of this. Was there a thing? No. Okay, so that was the threshold closing, and the footage stays independent on that side, I guess.
Research and commercialization could have been expedited. Well, I'm glad you think that way. As a matter of fact, if you look to laws
for democracy,
you see exactly technologies in the world by failure to recognize that by having
can't turn off the lights. What if the researchers needed to take a nap? But like, there aren't generally light switches. Is the thing. Sometimes you come across a light switch, but generally there aren't light switches in the back rooms, so the lights just stay on forever. I don't even know if like they know where the power comes from, so I don't know if they can even like tap into that power. I guess sometimes there are electrical outlets, but I don't know if they get power.
declassification of certain elements, having the industry be with us at that point. Sir, I need you to come over here. Sir, please take a look at this. If you could all just excuse me for a moment.
Oh.
My apologies. Listen, what was the introduction of this? Sorry, there's not one of those.
There it is. So that guy who was lost previously came back. And this is, I guess this would be because earlier they said that the tour would be May 7th through the 10th. We can assume that this guy is coming back somewhere in that time period. So he disappeared on, oh god, was that the February 29th? Yeah. So February 29th of 1990 to May 7th or 10th, 1990. this guy was just in the back rooms. He was in there for over 2 months. Thanks, Trans Girl Jade.
I'm calling from the Async Research Institute in San Jose, California. I'm trying to get hold of my supervisor, who I believe is currently staying at your venue. Ivan Beck? Yes, that'd be great, thank you. Clyde. Hey, it's me. Do you have a second? Fair point. So I've got a bit of a problem going on over here. About 45 minutes ago, I was called back down to KB31 because apparently, while the Department of Energy was reviewing our contracts, an employee managed to set off the complex motion sensors. Actually, that went perfectly. We've got all the initial signatures, and the contract should be executed by next week. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Back to the problem though. So I get called down to figure out why we have a fully suited employee in the complex after hours on an off day. Well, I have no idea who this is. He's definitely not on the project.
Okay. So Async got the contract, despite the fact that things went wrong. The researcher returned during that contract. Async has no record of him. They're a new organization now? I don't think they're a new organization yet. This is a video. The heading on that article reads, "Fiery wreck beside vineyard leaves one dead." Interesting.
Well, I tried to talk to him, but he's completely disoriented. He doesn't seem to know where he is or who I am. Yeah. He said his name was Peter Tench. Ivan? Probably over the cameras. I'm the last one here. Everyone else is headed home.
Okay, so it seems like we're dealing with a multiverse situation then. Not just like this one-dimensional space, but like he would know people at Async. So to him, like, it's been one day. But this is not his world. Scream and Help, we're going over analog horror. Specifically, we're doing some lore hypothesizing and analysis for the Backrooms with Kane Pixels.
No, it's just me. Wait, hold on. This isn't him, is it?
Him? Okay, so maybe they do know who he is. Maybe this is like a employee cover-up or a corporate cover-up. There we go.
Okay, so you may be wondering what I'm doing. Recording a square of tape in my garage. I swear I've not gone crazy. There's a very good reason for this, and if you just give me a moment here, you can see for yourself. Okay, I don't think it's worth trying to explain what's gonna happen here. You just have to see it to believe it. So I've got some wood chips here, just a bunch of wood, and I just watch this and prepare yourself because it's really freaky. Watch the square. Look at that. Gone. They're gone. All right, I'm gonna show it again just because wood chips was a little bit of a weird example. But here's a baseball, all right, and just watch. Gone. God, it went into the floor. All right, I'm gonna do a couple tests now. I've got this tape measure here, and I'm just gonna let that down and see how far it goes.
Jesus.
I feel it's like vibrating.
Thought it was a standalone? Nope. It's a whole series. Oh, this poor lady.
Where am I? Hello?
I feel like she was doing a very reasonable thing when you discover just like a weird hole in reality. Yeah, and now she's punished for it.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck?
TJ's, maybe it is the from the blame him comment. Oh, chat. A lot of the visuals that we see are inverted, like the inverted signs. What if it's pulling from both like one reality and then an inverted other reality? Like two opposite sides of a mirror type situation. Oh no.
What is this? There's nothing else in here.
I don't remember this one. Yeah, kind of like Monument Mythos, yeah.
Hello?
I guess I'd kind of check and see if there's anything in the drawers. I mean, if you're gonna be stuck here, might want like a knife or something as a weapon. Self-defense. What at?
What the hell?
Oh, I don't like that.
What is this?
Don't care for it. Those chairs are too weird. Can you believe all of this was rendered in 3D? It's pretty crazy. It looks so good. You know what they say about big chairs? Somewhere around here there are big dicks. Dicks that are too big.
Help! I need help! Hello? It's just a couch.
nice. Do you need to take a sleep?
What is this place even for? Hello? Oh. Okay, that's, just
Broken rebar there.
Hello? Is there anybody in there? Can't see.
Huh.
Okay, there's gotta be a staircase, right? Elevator or something? How do
See
people
a
get
twiggle downtown. Hey, non-aesthetic witch. Oh, that's right. She doesn't have like a flashlight or anything.
Who the fuck built this place? What? What's a ramp? Whatever. Hello? Is there anybody here?
Oh, we got mold on the walls.
Oh. What in the world?
And ceiling.
Okay,
Looks like it's breaking a bit.
this makes no sense. Guess I'll go that way. None of this makes sense.
The best part about this one
Hello?
is that you know
What is that?
there's shit down here that's alive. And you're just like kind of waiting for it, but it does such a good job
Wallpaper?
just hooking you along. There's the car we saw disappear out of reality.
Oh my god. Okay. This better still be recording. Oh my god. What? What? I don't even get in here.
Okay. Just throwing this out there, right? What on earth would be sticking out of the back like this? Like, what would this be right here? Because I can't think of anything in the car that would be this. Oh yeah, no, this isn't brain rot. Chad is being rewarded for good behavior right now. Looks like a sword. My hypothesis is that this car killed one of those tripod things. Drive shaft? That could be. Like... I'm just trying to figure out here. Because it does look like somebody opened the door and was able to get out.
How did they even get in here? How did this even...
You guys have more mundane, probably more accurate... Oh, wait, nope. Okay, somebody did get out. I think I can at least say that part of my hypothesis was correct.
This looks more normal. Hello?
It looks more normal, but still not normal. Normal.
Hello?
Garbage. Pure, undiluted garbage, meaningless, drivel, nonsense. That's all they were. Junk. And when I thought, this is what these kids in this preschool are seeing...
Thank you for the 100 biddies.
Is there someone in here? Hello? Do you need...
That made me jump.
Do you need help?
Yeah, that was Dennis Prager dunking on children, like finger painting. No, that was not part of it.
Please don't be a dead body. Please don't be a dead body. Hello?
Oh. Well, I think we can maybe surmise that,
Okay, what the hell?
I think maybe we can surmise that, like, dead bodies start spawning this fungus?
What is this?
Maybe?
Is it... like, plant? What? Who is that? Whoa, what the fuck? What?
Oh, shit. Okay, my current working theory here is that those things are born when, like, someone dies here. Mold grows all over their body. It preserves some of their organ tissue. And then the mold, and like muscle tissue, and then the mold is able to use those to, like, move. Maybe. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. That's my working theory. Kind of like The Last of Us. Yeah, except that, like, yeah. Like a cordyceps thing, not really a cordyceps thing, because, like, as we've seen, like, limbs can be, like, totally absent. Like, it can just have, like, stick arms and shit, you know? I don't... My big question is, I don't know to what extent that is the mold having some new property because it's in this space versus the space acting through the mold, you know? Again, like the intentionality of the space. Where you gonna go? Oh, you got the mold too. You got the molds in you. Hide under the couch. Don't get caught on the rebar. Oh god. Terrifying. Is she being like irradiated right now? That high-pitched whine, I feel like we've heard it before when a camera crosses like the threshold. I'm wondering if like she just passed into another reality here. So it doesn't need muscle tissue? I genuinely have no idea. All I know is that those things are stick figures, and I don't think they got a lot of whole lot of swollenness to them, you know? Fuck. Playing this weird cat and mouse game with this monster. Oh shit. At least hide in the corner. Okay, that looked like a portal. Yeah? Like she got sucked into like some other world. Cause like the portal energy that we're familiar with is like yellow. That was green. So it was like something sucked her away. I was rooting for her. She might still be okay, you know? Looks like we gotta... I don't think I've seen this before. That's my Milwaukee. That looks like a researcher. Chat, that's the same sunset we saw in that in the video where the mold was flipping through the channels, or the universe was flipping through the channels. This is the same sunset. And that appears to be extremely advanced mold. So, I think it's fairly safe to say that I don't think it's the mold reading... I don't think it's the mold reading data from our broadcasts. That's the painting from the previous video. I think what's happening is the dimension is somehow probing ours and trying to incorporate stuff that matters to us into itself. Because there's no way this home footage made it into the Backrooms. There's no way the Backrooms fungus made it into this house. So I think the Backrooms is somehow able to receive this data that is being broadcast or even created and try and incorporates it into itself. This might be the last video. No, there's one more video. I need to use the bathroom, though. So, just real quick, gonna take advantage of this. We've been going for almost 4 hours now, chat. If you've been enjoying today's stream, please hit the follow button on Twitch, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, hit the like button on the YouTube stream, if you've gotten anything out of today. And do consider dropping some subs or donos, because I need to pay my rent and eat food and have health insurance. And yeah, so consider doing those things. Oh, and also every 10 subs or their dono equivalent that I get, I'll do something fun that I think maybe you guys will enjoy, but I don't know. So anyway, I have to pee so badly. I will be right back. Hello. My dude! Thank you very much for the raid. And Big Pee Pants, unlike some people who will remain unnamed, I can't just shit my pants or pee my pants. Anyway, I'm back. Nice cardigan. Thank you. It's a rental. It's not. I don't know why I said that. It looped. She pooped. I did poop. It's true. Sure you can. I often just wet myself. Jesus. Anyway, as you can see, 6 more subs / donos until something new happens. What may it be? What could it be? What might it be? What shan't it be? With that, let's dive back in here. We have 3 videos left. This is kind of like the finale of Backrooms. So, let's dive in, shall we? Just get a toilet chair? No, you. Oh, good, Valhalla Vidya. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Kevin Blaze. May 25th, 1990. So this is a couple weeks after the proof of concept tour. After the researcher returned, Peter Tench. They got a little rover robot. Is this analog horror? It is indeed.
To unpack over there.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you loosen that strap?
Oh no, I just meant that they had the robot on the back. Okay, they're going into the sealed off section.
Yeah, we're just assembling now.
Got a little control panel here. Maybe they didn't know that there was a reason they should use a robot earlier.
then you're going to want to stop up here and adjust a few to the right. Carry on forward and head into that gap over on the left. Is that really what he said? I don't think he has a full understanding of the situation.
I doubt he knows either, but I think that matters.
And here we are. Wall. Watch the wall.
I am surprised with how well this is holding up.
Okay, they're back at the pitfall room.
Good standing.
Don't get too close. Stop. Stop.
Yeah, he was walking.
Standard, this is Clyde. We've reached room 14D. We're now just about to initiate the equilibrium stimulus test.
So why did they send a robot back?
That's still good.
The last one came back good, but I recommend you keep a mask on just to be safe.
We gotta start updating our protection system. I feel like I'm always missing things in this mess.
Yeah, they have drones now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe they're just conserving power and they put it back in the cart when they get here.
Hey team, this is Mark. You copy? Copy, read you loud and clear. We've just reached 14D. There are no visible signs of Marvin's friend.
That is absolutely not what I'm going with.
Well, then you better start working on a new one.
Okay, so Marvin's friend would be the monster. So they were making sure the monster wasn't like up here somewhere.
This one isn't a better view. Remote one. Remember that? And these ones are all fairly even, right? You just have to go on that one. Just focus on going down the center and around those 2 points of interest. I believe the car sheets will suffice for today. Well, that's good to hear. Are you ready to start sending people down? I know we don't have that many hours left before we need to start revamping the material protocols. We need to double check again on 1, 2, 5, 7, 3 as well. Hey, can I get a hand over here?
Yeah, you know, we'll just plaster him over. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing would ever come up from the depths to get us. Woo! Congrats on losing all of your placement matches, Michael DeZingle. Only one way to go from here, and that's right on up. While Team A assembles a walkway across room 14D, Mark Bloom, Randall Tachi, and Marvin Lay camera conduct an initial layout analysis of room 14C. So Marvin was the guy who was attacked by that creature. He's still on the camera, and now we have Mark Bloom and Randall Tachi. I'm guessing 14C is the doorway on the other side. Sick.
Is this the same one they had you practice with?
Well, pretty similar, but they were just renting that one. Same one as far as I'm concerned, though. Not like I know the difference.
Wouldn't want to be on the other end of that.
You wouldn't want to be on the other end of any gun, Marvin.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Alright, get your lights on.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Standard, this is Mark. We're now beginning our progression into room 14C. Alright, so we're gonna want to stay mostly down the middle, but...
Oh, I think okay, so 14C is actually a room they had already gone past. It was kind of those dark hallways they walked past on the way to get to the pitfall room. Gotcha.
Maybe go around one or two just to make sure we're not missing anything.
Good damn thing, this mouse.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, floor's different. Looks like concrete, what was it called? This stuff they layer over concrete to make it shiny. Epoxy? Yeah, epoxy. It looks like we got standard white drywall with black vinyl trim or wall base. Ceiling looks relatively the same, just tighter, smaller tiles.
It looks like there's another space between the floor types. Huh.
Oh yeah. I guess we can put a tape measure down there again.
It's interesting because that isn't the first time, right? We've seen the spaces between where floors change. It's almost like they're assembled out of these gigantic prefabricated blocks that are then smushed together but sometimes don't fit perfectly together.
Place tiles? Yeah. See anything?
No, not really.
Well, there's a little hole in the back.
Oh yeah.
Is there a wall back there? A wall? Or can't tell what that is.
Yeah, it just looks like a wall. Huh.
Watch the gun. Sorry.
Is this just the natural state, or did something move these? Yeah, I'm not sure which one I would prefer, but right now I'm kind of leaning towards the former.
Yeah. I believe we've only seen displaced tiles, 4, I think it was 4 times before. Not too common.
Not a fan of this area.
So they've up to this point only seen minor displacements.
Guys, I found something.
Yeah?
You get a look at this. What, is it right over there? Yeah, there's some sort of... No, you're right, this looks handmade. You can't determine that just by looking at it. No, I'm just assuming right now. Either way, you're right, it does look like some kind of map.
Yeah. You know, it almost looks like...
I think this is over around here, 14C.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
Team A, come in, this is Mark.
that's the area we came through. That's 14C, and there's 14D.
Team A, this is Mark, do you copy?
There's B and A.
Standard, do you copy? Repeat, this is Mark, do you copy? Yeah, no, the signal's dead, we've gone too far. We gotta go back.
What?
The one thing that I wonder about these is why aren't they why don't they have like a string or something that connects them to where they came from, just in case they got turned around, you know?
You sure? We're not that far.
Well, that's all the more reason to get...
Well, if we do get back and they say it's just a non-issue and you just come back around, then I don't see what the...
Oh my god! He's got my gun! He's got my gun! He's got my gun!
Don't move! Never you move!
Okay, okay!
I don't want to hurt any of you. But I will. If I have to, so please, just answer my questions and I'll be gone. How many people are out here right now? Down the hall, how many people are out here?
Wait.
I don't know.
Peter?
Oh shit.
Marv? Marvin?
Yes, it's me. Is it really you?
It's me. It's me.
How? It's been months. We thought you...
I know. That's what they did. They took my life from me, Marv. Everyone thinks I'm fucking dead. My wife and children think I'm dead.
Can you please put down the gun?
Barbara, just tell me. Did they hold a funeral?
Yes.
This is Team A. Do you read us? Yes, A-Team, this is Mark. I read you.
Mark, don't.
What are you doing?
We need immediate armed
Mark.
support at room 14C. My team and I are being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat,
Stop.
please send
Don't shoot him.
immediate armed support to room
Stop.
13C.
Don't.
I'm sorry. I'm alive, but I want to you to tell them that I'm alive. I need to know.
So Peter Peter disappeared in the back rooms, and then he reappeared, but people basically were like covering him up. Basically, it was as if he had never worked there. They did know about him. So it wasn't like he went to a different universe or something. I guess maybe we can scrap that idea. But then he broke back into the back rooms to try and get answers. I don't really see how that helps him, but so Mark got shot, Marvin's still alive, and Peter...
Well, as I've said, that our negotiations in this area with the Soviets are just beginning. Commerce Secretary Peterson returned yesterday from 2 weeks, mostly in Moscow, but also in Warsaw, during which time very considerable progress was made. We're narrowing our differences, which have kept us from settling our Lend-Lease debt for 25 years. And the good faith which the Soviets would demonstrate by settling the debt would set the stage for a presidential order.
Oh, that could be Sarah.
Bank credits for sales to the Soviets, and it would also open the way for a presidential request of the Congress that the United States.
Okay, so this is from August 2nd of 1972. Let's add that to our timeline here. Or at least this would have been approved on 72. That would be Ivan Beck. I'm sorry. What? Yeah, it's Ivan Beck. But then we had an overflow event. And here it seems like there's just this portion of moving reality that's mirroring or attempting to mirror what is real. See? Interesting.
Mark, this is Team A. Do you read us?
Hey, team, this is Mark. I read you. What is it? We need immediate armed support in room 14C. My team and I are being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat, please send immediate armed support to room 14C. Your
For that panel, it should connect.
Who's that?
Oh, there he is with the gun. Oh, Peter's making a run for it with the gun. Probably because they wouldn't let him leave otherwise.
I'd like to thank you all once again for your patience on this. It has been a stressful 15 hours for all of us here, and while he cannot currently be with us, Dr. Beck sends his apologies regarding the numerous inconveniences caused by our decision to keep you here overnight. Now, it appears that the situation has reached a point of some stability. We're still looking into a few things, but I feel that we can now properly address what occurred without running into speculation. What happened last night should not have happened. Not here, not with us. What occurred was a gross misunderstanding.
I just saw that you used 200 bits to play Benny Hill theme, and I did not hear a Benny Hill theme, so...
For all of us here, and while he cannot currently be with us, Dr. Beck sends his apologies regarding the numerous inconveniences caused by our decision to keep you here overnight.
Worth it.
Now, it appears that the situation has reached a point of some stability. We're still looking into a few things, but I feel that we can now properly address what occurred without running into speculation. What happened last night should not have happened. Not here, not with us. What occurred was a gross misunderstanding that was the result of some severe information mismanagement. Even now, I believe most of you still have an incomplete idea of what took place last night. Before I fill you in, I need to address the fact that there has been information deliberately withheld from many of you on the project. Now, these choices were not made lightly and were done for only the best of reasons. However, I want to make it abundantly clear that following the events of last night, it has been proven to us that that method of conducting ourselves was not viable. So, I'm coming to you now to correct this mistake and begin delivering the authentic order of events as we understand them. On the morning of March 1st, a team of 4 researchers was sent into the complex to conduct a routine layout analysis. George Levy, Marvin Lee, Ronald McCarthy, and Peter Tench. At around 12:25 p.m., the group realized that they had lost track of Tench while traversing a previously accessed branch of hallways. As you'll recall, this prompted an immediate withdrawal of response back to standard, followed by several days of significant search efforts. However, those ultimately yielded nothing, and as far as any of us were concerned, Tench had simply vanished, leaving no physical trace. Now, for obvious reasons, that wasn't something that we could disclose to the public, so roughly 2 weeks following his disappearance, our security team was forced to put together a more acceptable cause of death that would keep attention away from this institute and provide closure to the family. So that is all close to common knowledge, I presume. Not all of you were with us at the time of the incident. However, you're certainly aware of the effects it has had on our internal procedures over the past few months. Regardless, that was where Tench's involvement in this came to an end. Or, at least, that's what we assumed. Because on May 8th, at approximately 5:30 p.m., a motion alert was sent out from the complex, which was closed off at the time. One of our senior engineers was sent down to assess the situation and discovered a male dressed in hazard gear who we were able to identify as Peter Tench. Immediately following this discovery, Tench was moved to a secure room on this floor where, over the following days, a select group of doctors were able to administer a panel of tests in order to determine what had happened to Peter in the 2 months he had been gone. Those tests yielded very little useful information. By all measures, Peter appeared to be in excellent health. However, we were still provided one very useful tool in understanding how the situation unfolded from his perspective. Some of you may recall that on the day of his disappearance, Tench was his team's designated camera operator. Well, when we recovered him, he still had that camera in his possession, and in fact had documented the entire ordeal. The footage will be presented in its entirety later today. However, for the purpose of this discussion, I will only be highlighting key events. This is the hallway where Peter was last seen. They're not in view, but you can hear the others walking behind him. Now, as he approaches the branch on the right here, pay close attention to the audio.
Guys, can you hear this? Guys, can you hear this? Hey!
Now, I'd like to save the discussion for afterwards, but what you just saw is what we believe to be the moment that Peter was instantaneously transported 2 months forward in time. Following that abrupt flash you just saw, Tench proceeds back out into the hallway in search of his team, but is without any indication of their presence. The next 30 or so minutes of the tape follow a fairly panicked Tench as he attempts to navigate his way back to the threshold. He does obviously find his way back. However, the threshold appears not as he knows it, but as it appeared on the date of May 8th. And this ties us back to the moment when we recovered him. So, to summarize, from his point of view, he had only been inside the complex for several hours. So to him, all of the new developments surrounding the threshold were completely foreign. Luckily, though, as I already mentioned, there were people available to manage the situation as it unfolded. And over the course of the following days, we were able to properly sit down with Peter and work with him to gain a collective understanding of what had happened. However, there was still the very significant fact that Mr. Tench was considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story, and reversing that would be no easy feat. He understood this and was willing to cooperate while we looked for a way to reintegrate him without raising suspicion. Unfortunately, though, that process ended up taking quite a bit longer than we had anticipated, and all the while Peter was sucked out here waiting idly by. We did our best to keep him engaged, but it is hard to combat the effects of prolonged sensory deprivation on the human brain, and as a result, Peter's mental state took a toll.
Jesus, dude. Like, you couldn't give him some movies and magazines, for fuck's sake?
To a degree that was outright concerning at first, but around the end of week 2, we noticed that he was starting to exhibit a number of behaviors common in patients diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Though we don't have reason to believe that Mr. Tench was afflicted with that condition. Whatever the case, while he didn't express it outright, from what we could gather, he appeared to have deluded himself into believing that he was still inside some sort of illusion created by the complex, and that we were secretly looking to do him harm. This all came to a head on the night of the 22nd, when, while Tench was finally about to be transferred to a temporary above-ground residence, he broke away from us and, using stolen credentials, forced his way back into the complex, where he would go undiscovered until just last night, when he ambushed and violently attacked Team B in room 14C.
Wait, I'm sorry. The night of the 22nd. Didn't this... So, on May 22nd, he escaped into the complex. And 3 days later, they sent another team into the complex, but didn't tell them that there could be like a crazy guy in there who might wish them harm. I feel like that's straight up negligence. I like, how could that not even be a foreseeable issue? Like, of course it would happen. Of course that something would come up. You're sending them in with a gun, for fuck's sake.
When, while Tench was finally about to be transferred to a temporary above-ground residence, he broke away from us and...
But, like, one would think you would send in a team specifically to capture him, you know? If for no other reason than, like, he's an active test subject.
Using stolen credentials, forced his way back into the complex, where he would go undiscovered until just last night, when he ambushed and violently attacked Team B in room 14C, leaving Dr. Bloom in critical condition. We can presume that during the 2 or so days Tench spent in the complex, he let go of the idea that he could somehow escape through an alternate threshold, but still held on to the belief that all of us here were working to trap him in some way, despite our actions saying exactly the opposite. Immediately after firing a single shot from...
I mean, you did hold him underground for... I mean, he was gone until May 8th. You did hold him underground for like an entire month without giving him any reason to believe that you were doing the thing that you said you were doing.
From the Remington 870 to Dr. Bloom's side, Tench fled the scene and headed to the Threshold outpost, where he would turn the weapon on several more of you while progressing to standard and through the lower offices. Given the abrupt and chaotic nature of the unfolding situation, it took our security team several moments longer than it ideally should have to figure out what was happening. But thankfully, while Tench was passing through one of the empty labs next to storage, Dr. Maxwell was able to act quickly and managed to disarm him, accidentally discharging the weapon into the ceiling in the process, though. However, Tench still managed to avoid apprehension, fleeing into the maintenance wing and evading our security staff by taking the freight elevator to the surface. Now, this situation could have played out very badly given the potential number of witnesses around the building at the time. But luckily for everyone involved, as far as we can tell, Tench was not noticed as he exited the property. Around 5 minutes later, our security team made it to the ground floor and began a thorough sweep in the direction of the hillside where cameras had last observed Tench. Now, there's no easy way to say this other than to just say it. I am terribly sorry to inform you all, but Mr. Tench was found deceased halfway down the hillside. The result of an extreme blow to the head. It appears that while he was running through some brush, he failed to anticipate a sudden dip in the ground and tragically fell forward into a large rock.
A large dip in the ground. Or perhaps, if we want to attribute malevolence or intent to this void that has been demonstrated to have the ability to open up small portals to different parts of the world that things just suddenly fall through. I mean, either the evil company security killed him, or the malevolent pocket dimension killed him. So, if I were to go, like, crazy, if I were to go, like, hog wild with my lore speculation here, it could be that the researchers know, or he's not dead, that's another possibility, but it could be that the researchers know that this pocket dimension, it has some sort of intelligence, and that they are creating deliberately kind of this reciprocal relationship with it, like giving it new information, new stuff, and in return it's, you know, listening to requests. I don't know. Not a whole lot to base that on, but I do find it interesting, right? Just happened to fall and hit his head.
Given the circumstances, it was not something any of us could have anticipated or prevented. The tragedy of the entire situation undoubtedly remains, but Dr. Tench, regardless of how troubled he was in his final days, was a brilliant man who gave his all to this project. Was a brilliant man who gave his all to this project.
The wind is right, you can sail away.
He would certainly not want us hindering it in his name.
Good night, OS Crane.
What we're doing here is so much bigger than any one person. It is the work of a unified effort, and we need to ensure that that is never lost sight of. That we hold on to the pre-established notion that Peter is and has been deceased. That is done, and there is nothing more to be extracted.
scares me. Looked like there was some information in those screenshots. Ah. There's Peter. Peter running and running and running, running and running and running. Why would there be a needle? So, it doesn't look like he got out over a grassy hillside. I'm trying to figure out what I think is happening there. Like... what's going on there? If I had to guess, maybe it's like the Backrooms is trying to recreate telephones and communication. Like that's the Backrooms trying to call, for lack of a better word, you know? Huh. Maybe, the background, maybe? Maybe the background sound is like the sound of one of those, creatures that lives in the Backrooms? I don't know. Huh. Well, how you doing, folks? I think we can safely say that the Backrooms slaps. That's the last Backrooms video that has been officially posted. That came out on January 30th, 2023. Yeah, these rooms kind of fuck. I agree. I agree. That was cool. Very spooky. Finally, we've covered the Kane Pixels analog horror. You know, it's been a long, winding road, but we finally did it. Honestly, I could see him working on this like with like a TV budget, making like a little mini series.